Today I want to talk about the DOGE Department of Government Efficiency led by Elon Musk. I want to talk about different stocks that could perform well under his leadership. Let's go through these one by one. These are recommended by Grok. First I want to talk about this Aerojet, currently trading at 58. Very extended up at these levels. I will look for the next pullback, perhaps a much bigger pullback, just as ones like this. Clicking from that pivot high, pivot low. I'm projecting to this new recent high, looking for a pullback to around that 44 area, filling some of these gaps along the way. So take a quick look at Tesla. So Tesla, this recovered the 200 moving average very nicely with a series of higher highs and higher lows. We do have some gaps along the way. What you can do, you can use some Fibonacci extensions, clicking from that pivot high, pivot low, pivot high, to see a pullback significant enough to begin filling these gaps. Even this pullback right here is not enough to fill this gap, also this gap below. So we may be looking for a deeper pullback, maybe once like this. Clicking from that pivot high, pivot low, pivot high, bring us back down to that 232 area. I don't like to chase these highs. What I like to see is a deeper pullback, filling gaps, providing me with a 3 price relationship to go long. So take a quick look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is also very extended up at these levels, not something I like to chase. We do have earnings coming up on the 20th. For a stock like this, I'm looking for a pullback to at least 118, or even a much deeper pullback that could bring us back down to below 100 even. Next we have Fleur. We also went over this chart a couple weeks ago on my channel. You guys can look at that. We just had earnings. Now over here, let's take a quick look at this pullback. Can we match this pullback to the history of this chart to another pullback? We may not be able to, so taking a quick look at this one. Now we do have a pullback here. If you take a quick look at this pullback that happened back in 2023 around April, it's very similar to the one that we're currently experiencing now. So that's a single price relationship. Now if we use my fib retracements, clicking from this pivot low to pivot high, also provides a 786 retracement. So what we have here, this is a 2 price relationship. You still need to find a third. I'm just looking to see if this pocket of potential support could hold. It has a single symmetry support along with the 786 retracement. On the hourly chart, price is currently trading below the 200 moving average on the hourly. So you can be patient with this one. Make sure that price can recover against that 200 moving average on the hourly chart. Quick look at KBR. So this one has a decent pullback here. Now this one's just settling in. I would not go long right away. I want to make sure you can start to exhibit a series of higher highs and higher lows. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use that pivot high, pivot low. I'm going to walk it backwards to see if I can find other pullbacks similar in dollar amount. You can see we do have some pullbacks. For example, this pullback here, clicking from that pivot high, pivot low, pivot high. And also this one, pivot high, pivot low, pivot high. These are similar in dollar amount. So we are in a pocket of potential support here with 2 price relationship. But notice the recovery, it doesn't just bounce off right away. So we have a pullback in dollar amount, but we may have to settle in this pocket for a couple of months before making that move back to the upside. So just be patient with this one. Caterpillar. So this one, we do have a series of higher highs and higher lows with this chart. And taking a quick look at these smaller pullbacks, taking a quick look at this pullback, comparing to the one we're currently in right now, it's very similar in dollar amount. What else can we find on this chart? So we just got to be good at looking at the history of this chart. So that's a single price relationship. Over here, this is going to bring us back down a little bit deeper. Okay. So that's another potential support. What else do we have on this chart? So over here, we may have a pocket of potential support. We can also use our fib retracements. It also gives us a 786 retracement. What I'm looking for is a trigger to go long. Let's just say if I want to go long the stock, first we're trading below the 200 moving average on the hourly. I'm going to set myself an alert to make sure that price can recover against that 200 moving average on the hourly chart. If that happens, not financial advice, then consider positioning going long, but still got to set my stop loss below this pivot low. What else do we have? We got Coinbase. Taking a quick look at Coinbase. It was real quiet back in 2023 and now starting to pop to the upside. Now, I would not be chasing this recent high. I'll be looking for a deeper pullback. It did fill this gap, begins to trade back to the upside. Now, we do have another gap right here that needs to be filled. So I'll be interested in this chart if we can get a complete fill. So I'm looking for a deeper pullback, bring us back below 208 and some change, or even something like this if I were to use this bigger piece, clicking from that pivot high, pivot low, pivot high, bring us down to around 196 and some change. So this is the pattern that I'm looking for. Coinbase pulling back to that 200 moving average, maybe dipping below but not breaking below, then providing me with a trigger to go long on a 15-minute time frame. So that's something that I will be monitoring on my list. MicroStrategy also very extended up to these levels. So what we want to do, we want to make sure these gaps can fill going forward. Do not be chasing these highs, but look for the next pullback. Just be patient with the chart like this. Then we have defense contractors, Lockheed Martin, currently experiencing a pullback right now. And looking at this pullback, I just want to activate it. It's using this pullback here, okay? Now, this is just a single price relationship. I don't like to trade just off a single price relationship. So this is homework for you guys. You want to go back in the history of this chart, find other pullbacks or similar in dollar amount to the one we're currently experiencing now. Okay, see if you can find a 3 price relationship. Price is currently trading below the 200 moving average, so that may pose as resistance going back up. What I like to see, if you can find a 3 price relationship right around 531, you want to see it settle right in this pocket but not breaking below. Kind of just trade sideways around here and eventually finding its way back to the upside with a series of higher lows and recovering against that 200 moving average on the hourly chart. So I will be looking for that. Okay, next we have NOC. NOC, this chart's looking nice, series of higher highs and higher lows. What I can do real quick, I'm just going to look at this pullback, clicking from that pivot high, pivot low. Okay, I'm going to walk it backwards over here, over here. We do have some pullbacks in the history of this chart. For example, if I were to use this piece right here, it's almost hitting. Okay, over here we have another pullback, similar in dollar amount. Over here, another pullback. Okay, so we have 3 pullbacks, quite similar in dollar amount. We do have a gap that could be filled, so just be watching out for that. It could pull back and slice through this pocket of potential support and gap fill, that 445 area and some change. But here, this is a decision need to be made, right? So this is the pocket of potential support I'm looking at right now. I like to see NOC pulling back, not breaking below, and then providing me with a trigger to go long on a 15-minute time frame. Better yet, trading nicely above that 200 moving average, because right now it's very likely on its way back up it's going to be met with resistance from that 200. So same thing with the last chart, same thing with Lockheed. I like to see it just kind of glide along right in this pocket and then eventually finding its way back to the upside. So that's what I have for y'all regarding Elon Musk, leading up to that DOGE department and potential stocks that could perform well under his leadership. Let me know in the comments below what you think, other stocks that you want to go over. Be happy to cover in the next video. Hi everyone, John here. I recently put together a PDF on Fibonacci trading. You guys can check out the link in the descriptions below. I'll also put it in the comments. Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? We go over setups in cryptocurrencies as well as US equities to help you grow your account. Subscribe now and hit that notification button. We look to hearing from you in the comments area.